So unsurprisingly, Russia went with a peace deal, and a lot of things happened in that peace deal. So just Europe in general looks almost completely different. At least, well, yeah, all different regions of Europe. We've got Spain here. Spain taking so much land away from France, and I guess it makes sense. I mean, Spain joined in, and then we already saw that Spain really desired southern France, and they took it. This is going to be interesting to see what Spain does, like who Spain becomes. Will Spain become like a superpower in 2004? And we haven't really talked much about Spain, but it's totally possible. We also know that Spain desires lands like Portugal. They somewhat desire Portugal, and they obviously want to take more French colonies away and more French lands. They also don't like Italy very much because now they share a border. Italy gained some of their cores just back. Let me back out of this and go like this. There we go. Not all of them, though. They didn't entirely get their cores back. They also lost a little bit of land to Germany out this way, kind of into Belgium territory. I believe that's right. Ukraine was released. We've got Finland released. These truces will only be between Russia and Austria, which means that someone like Germany could definitely attack at any point here. Well, Ukraine won't be attacked by anybody. Romania was also released. They were released, right? Yes. Yeah, so they were released. Albania looks about the same. Oh, wait a second. Who? Wait. Really? Wait, Italy already had this stuff, right? Yeah, they already had all this stuff. It's just the green was very similar. And I think that's about it. Oh, yeah, and Mongolia was released, which right after they were released, boom, Japan decided to go after Mongolia, which was a smart choice. I mean, eat that land up and take them out as quickly as possible. And there's going to be, a pretty interesting shift. It's almost like Japan will be shielding the rest of Asia from Russia. So this happens all the time to Russia. We've always seen these in AI-only battles in EU4. Russia always tends to go crazy, and then they lose a battle like really bad because they were just too crazy in what they were doing. Hey, who's down here? Australia? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, the British forces. We've got Cape Colony all the way up here in Russian territory, occupying stuff and giving that up to Australia. Okay, but this whole part was taken over by the Dutch. We've got the Australians. Ooh, they did land in that island, but that didn't help them too much. Australia might end up losing. Might end up losing this whole thing. We didn't check the results for the Peruvian War. Yeah, Colombia pretty much took out Panama. Panama's down to just their 2 provinces, so Mexico might be able to eat up Panama if they don't have any friends. Yeah, Venezuela's not going to do anything. Venezuela's not going to stop you, Mexico, if you really didn't want them to. So we might see Mexico attack, and there would be an interesting connection between Colombia and Mexico. Colombia allied to Peru. Still nothing from Argentina yet. We still don't know what Argentina is going to do, and Brazil's just been really quiet. Brazil, oh, now allied to Germany. They were just allied to the British before, I thought, but not anymore. Now allied to the very powerful Germany. Germany, I don't know how they have gotten all these alliances up. Still allied to Spain, Portugal, Austria, Italy, Japan, and did I say Norway? And now Brazil. If I didn't say Norway, now I'm saying Norway. Okay, 2005. So it's now 2005. Is there any other British troops? Hey, the British are moving through Turkish lands. Uh-oh. Oh, you better watch it now. Okay, so the Russians are just moving through the Middle East to go after the British colonies. So they're still doing okay. -1 now for Australia. -1. Oh, Japan also pieced out with Mongolia. Oh, that didn't take too long. Boom, just like that. They grabbed themselves about 4 provinces. Yeah, 4 provinces from Mongolia. Probably not the most well-developed provinces. And we can go ahead and check on development again. Boom. This was okay. 17 development. That's not bad at all. It's still something, right? It's still something for Japan. So this is what the world's looking like now. USA still very, very quiet. Let's go ahead and check on overall development while this war is going on in the background. So who's winning the campaign still? Now the USA is winning. Wow. Russia lost so much. How did Russia lose all this much? Yeah, that's crazy. I have no idea. Germany's about to actually catch Russia really soon. We've got the British not too far behind the Germans. France still very high on the list, surprisingly, in 5th place. But the Japanese growing in strength. Italy, and then where's Spain? Spain at 693. So they still have a lot of work to do themselves. Yeah, they still have a lot of work to do themselves. Interesting. But anyways, this top 4 is quite fascinating to watch. These guys shift in back and forth. Because wasn't Germany in 4th place not too long ago? I thought they were. Now, will anybody catch the USA at this point? I don't think so. It's going to be kind of tough. Whoa. All right, so a bunch of Dutch-controlled provinces now popping up everywhere. That is interesting. Negative 16 war score. I was going to say 17. Negative 16 war score. Oh, I'm sorry, Australia. Yeah, this is not your day, man. This is not going so well. It's interesting that these territorial cores, these are territorial cores. I didn't really consider that. Initially, I did not consider that. Oh, wait, what? Oh, yeah, you're at war with Russia. Okay, let's go back up to speed 5 here. This peace deal shouldn't take, I don't think, it shouldn't take any stagnation or anything like that. You know what I didn't check on? If Austria still has their own alliances. Yeah, it looks like they do. Yeah, it does look like they do. Now, will Poland and Lithuania still be guaranteed by Germany? Imagine Germany taking out Poland and Lithuania, then going after Ukraine. Again, I don't know if that's on their to-do list, though. I mean, I don't think that they want to do that because they've got all these amazing alliances. The world, for the most part, really likes Germany. Right? I mean, besides France and Russia. Oh, and the USA. That's interesting. Pretty much all the great powers don't like Germany. Whereas Russia is liked by the USA and vice versa. But Russia and the USA both don't like the British. The British are similar in the German situation where the 4 great powers, or the other 3 great powers, don't really like them. Don't really like them. Interesting to see Spain not like the British that much. So they must be rivaled. Who's all rivaled to our 4 great powers? Enemies, wow. The USA, Russia, Turkey, Mexico, and Spain. They've only rivaled the USA, Germany, and Russia. Spain only has 1 enemy, that's Italy. And they've rivaled back Italy. Oh, that will cause a rift in the coalition. But as long as Germany stays in control of the coalition, it will be okay. For the most part, as long as they stay in control here, they're going to be all right. And the British? Anyways, let me check on Germany. So we've got the British and the USA. Oh, enemies. Let's start with enemies first. So the British, the French, the Russians, the USA. Okay, so pretty much everybody that we saw that hated Germany before still hate Germany. The USA, France, and Russia is who they've rivaled back. So let me check on their desire. Yeah, so they don't really desire Finland. They don't desire much of anything else. They do want to eventually kick out Denmark. Russia wants to take all their stuff back. Russia's still looking really aggressive. Japan having no more interest in taking over Mongolia, which is weird. Has this war peaced out yet? Is this war over? No, technically not. Oh my gosh, I wonder how upset France is. France just wants their stuff back. Actually, no, they want a little bit of Italian lands too. So I get that. USA, are you going to show us anything? You kind of desire Mexico. How is that relationship holding up? No, not like that. Like that. Mexico opinion of the USA is pretty high. Other way around, not so much. Oh, okay, so the Mexico sent over pirates, looks like. And that's kind of a major impact. That's negative 100. And they desire some provinces as well. Alright, so a Mexican-USA war might be heating up here very soon. USA only allied to Canada. I'd love to see Canada do something else. So I'd love to see Canada allied to like the British or something like that. Take the fight to the USA. We saw a lot of interesting United States battles in the Victorian era start. That was really cool. That was really cool to see that. USA only allied to Canada and Russia, right? I think they are. Oh, the British backed out. The British were forced to sever peace. Wait a second. Did Did they lose anything because of this? No, they still have control over everything. It's hard to tell because the British have so many different... They've got so much territory, like, all around the world. It's so hard to tell. All right, well, the Australians will be forced to sever peace. Oh! That's interesting. American-British colonial war. Wow. Okay, well, are you sure you can handle this? What are you desiring exactly? Like, what are you trying to get out of this? Do you want some parts of the... Oh, that's what you want. I think you want the Caribbean. The British West Indies. Yep, it's a colonial war. I see. Well, they should be safe in that. I mean, especially considering the fact that the British Navy has probably been all around the world saving the Dutch, or fighting the Dutch, going after Australia. Just watching the battles take place in Europe, that probably was kind of interesting for them. The thing about the British is they don't really have that many forces. They don't have that much manpower, and they don't have that many forces. They've got an awesome navy still, and actually, that's what I wanted to check on next. While this goes on in the background, let's go and check on that. 2008. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Maybe we'll look at armies in the next one, but let me look at navies. What are we looking like here? Force limit definitely goes to the British. However, they don't have... Do they have the #1 total? Why is this not... Oh, okay, there we go. British at 326, yeah, so they have by far the biggest navy in the world. By far, no question. 77 transport ships, not that much, so they probably won't be able to transport very many regiments to North America, even if they wanted to. I don't think they want to, though. Germany at 213, that makes a lot of sense because they did end up dominating the French fleet. But I'm shocked that the French still have 174. We saw them lose quite a bit of ships, I thought, in the big Austrian-Russian war, I mean. The USA at 136, yeah, nowhere even close to what the British have. And remember, the British are calling in their allies like Brazil, contributing about 67 ships. Spain at 97, Japan at 114, and the Italians at 136. This will be interesting to watch. In terms of force limit, the British still have the clear advantage than the Netherlands, but the Netherlands aren't making much money in Indonesia. So that's why they're really not going to ever, I think, get even close to their force limit. The Germans at 217. Germans pretty close to their force limit, so they really can't go any higher than they are at the moment. The British actually above their force limit, which is interesting. And France is quite below 176. Wait a second. I thought I saw France. Wait a second. Is France at war? Whoa. France just lost a bunch of ships. Yes, they are at war. They just lost a bunch of ships. What the heck just broke out? Okay, well, we missed something. It's nice going at speed 5 and then coming back out of it and seeing something new pop up. France versus the British. This is another French-British colonial war. So 2 consecutive colonial wars have occurred. The French... What are you saying? The Russians aren't involved in any of this stuff, right? They're not. Japan is involved, though. Is Japan involved in the other one, too? Yes, they are. So the Japanese at war now both with France and the USA and Turkey. This is going to be interesting to see what happens in places like the Middle East and Africa. That will be kind of, yeah, I would say very interesting to see. So that's why the French just got dominated. They've got these ships sitting in the English Channel. Problem for the British is that even though they do have the biggest navy in the world, they're going to have to divide them up to keep themselves safe back at home, and as well as to provide pressure on the USA. British West Indies already here. Surprised no colonial independence wars have occurred. We haven't checked on that in a while. 15%, got 9%. See, how are these French colonies not rising up? I mean, maybe due to lack of support. That is a possibility. Also, will we see the British try to land here in France? The British have shown that they've landed in northern Germany, and actually they do a lot of damage when they try that. It's just the French and the French alone. Oh, the Australians pieced out. Let's go ahead and check that. USA at 2 war score. They'll probably win that more than likely. Yep. So the Australians lost all of this. This isn't part of the Dutch territory, right? Yeah, so the Australians have been kicked back out. It's unfortunate because they started off the campaign really early. They started off the campaign really well. Who is this? Oh, the USA over here. Ooh, I didn't realize the Japanese actually have an interesting stake here. They can attack the USA, and they already are just doing major damage to French Southeast Asia. In Indochina, yeah. I don't know why that took me so long. Man, my pronunciation there. I'm just not even going to say anything about it. But yeah, at least I got it, right? French Indochina. Okay. At least I got it. Okay. I'm proud of myself for that one simple fact. War score. What's the war score looking like? French is at -20 now. The USA at 4. So even if the British do end up losing colonial power, well, first of all, it's only going to be in North America more than likely. Second of all, the British could technically take like Normandy, like the Normandy region. Oh, they don't desire it though, so it's unlikely. It's very unlikely that they do. But they could. But they could. So, I mean, they still control the English Channel. Oh man! All right, the USA just landed 69 troops here in Ireland, and they're gonna be moving. The British have nothing. Oh man, the British are gonna get their butt kicked. Now, will their war score stay so high with the French though? They're going to want to peace out as soon as possible. It's crazy that the USA, because they're so isolated, can take on the British, the Brazilians, the Japanese, and a lot of smaller nations in the subcontinent of India, but still. It's crazy that they can do this and still end up dominating the war. Yeah, France is still losing stuff, and it might be because of the Japanese. It's mainly the Japanese, even though the British do have a few forces out this way. They do have a few, 2 troops kind of walking through French lands doing whatever they want to do. China, are you still the same, China? You still just allied to Afghanistan? Yes, you are. You desire all your former lands back. I'm surprised that Yarkand hasn't attacked China just yet. Yarkand's staying very quiet, so is Bhutan. Both of those 2 nations, I thought they were going to be, I don't know, pretty expansive, but I guess that's not going to be the case. I guess not. Which, that's okay. That's fine. You could do that. And how the Japanese staying okay. It looks like, even though the USA are dominating, the Japanese seem like mainland Japan and Japanese China is still under wraps. Oh, now we've got Spain and the British with the help of Germany. All right. So, that's going to be interesting. We're going to wait till the next one to watch this, but I feel bad for them. I feel very bad for the British. They might lose a lot here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.